Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Tami. I will present with the title is the effectiveness of Biduri in combination with indigenous bacteria in absorbing mercury, with authors Tami, Rowanto, and Ratna Rosyasti. Introduction. Traditional gold mining produce waste, hazardous, and toxic material, including heavy metal, namely mercury. One of them is in Jendi Sulhatiri Wanatiri. 30 soil samples in Jendi village contain mercury with an average of 30.871 milligram per kilogram, exceeding the threshold of 0.3 milligram per kilogram in accordance with government regulation number 101 on management of hazardous and toxic waste. Mercury is a poison and danger human health. The danger caused include damage to hair, teeth, memory loss, and disruption of the nervous system. Remediation using Biduri, which combined with remediation agent, indigenous bacteria, and Agrobacterium SPI-37. Biduri has properties such as not being a food crop, resistant to drought, and high salinity, producing fiber, and potential for bioremediation by minimizing byproduct. Biduri is able to absorb up to 93% at low pp level. The amount of Biduri pp translocation is still below 1 milligram per kilogram. Biduri has the ability to absorb CD or cadmium at the root of 1.26 milligram per kilogram and the shoot 1.01 milligram per kilogram, higher than the alpine grass. Agrobacterium SPI-37 was able to reduce Pb in the soil by 42.91%, able to increase Pb accumulation in root by 69.63%. The use of indigenous bacteria is more effective and cheaper because these bacteria are able to carry out bioremediation with a high level of effectiveness compared to bacteria from outside the environment. The use of indigenous bacteria increased phyto extraction by 85% for arsen and 45% for mercury. To obtain this bacteria, it is necessary to carry out the initial stage, namely the process of isolation, selection, and followed by the process of characterization and identification. Material and method. This research was conducted from May to November 2020 at the greenhouse of the Faculty of Agriculture, Universitas 11 Maret. Analysis of soil sample and plant sample was carried out at the Laboratory of Soil Biology and Biotechnology, Laboratory of Chemistry and Soil Fertility. The material used includes soil as a planting medium obtained from Ngargoyoso village Tawangmangu Karanganyar, indigenous bacteria isolate from the traditional mine in Jendi Wonogiri, Agrobacterium SPI-37 isolate by Ratna Rosyasti, Biduri from Balai Besar Tekstil Bogor. Procedure, preparation. The preparation includes preparation of bacterial inoculum, indigenous bacteria, Agrobacterium SPI-37, soil from Ngargoyoso, Biduri plant from Balai Besar Tekstil. Application of the application of bacteria at a dose of 10 rank 7 per gram of soil. The application was carried out by pouring 7 milliliter of isolate and isolate density of 10 rank 10 cell per milliliter. Inorganic fertilizing urea of 130.43 kilogram per hectare, SB 36 fertilizer of 55.56 kilogram per hectare and 50 kilogram per hectare of KCl fertilizer. Mercury dose D1 of 0.3 milligram per kilogram, D2 of 5.15 milligram per kilogram. Planting, Biduri planted at the age of 1 month. One pot contain one plant. Biduri care include weeding and watering. From the age of 2 days onward, monitoring and measurement of plant height was carried out. Plant height measurement were carried out once a week. Harvesting, Biduri harvesting is done after the plant or 90 days after plant or 3 months. Harvesting is done by pulling up the root of the plant. And the last analysis laboratory, the soil analysis and plant tissue analysis. Data analysis, the research data were analyzed using ANOVA with a 95% confidence level to find out the differences between treatment. The DMRT Duncan multiple rank test was carried out, then the continued with the correlation test to determine the relationship between the observed variables. Result, the characteristic of the initial soil on the plant medium showed that the soil before the bioremediation process had a natural soil pH of 6.95. The natural pH value indicates the content of H plus ions and the content of OH means ions that can be exchanged in balanced state. C organic initial soil has a content of 0.083%. The level is low. The level is very low. This indicates that the soil in the study has low fertility. Organic matter has an effect on soil pH, CEC, and nutrient in soil CEC is relatively low at 6.13 cmol per kilogram. The number of bacteria colonies was 7.2, 10 rank 2 log 10 CFU per gram. The sterilization process using steam method has not killed bacteria in the initial soil. This is in accordance with Cahyani. Steam sterilization method is able to kill bacteria about 83.71% higher than the control. The initial soil mercury content is below the quality standard of 0.13 microgram per gram. Mercury level in final soil. Based on the result of ANOVA, the bioremediation agent mercury dose and interaction between the bioremediation agent and mercury dose significantly affected mercury level in the soil. Soil sterilization does not eliminate mercury completely. The initial soil content contained mercury of 0.13 microgram per gram. The causes the dose of mercury to increase so that treatment D1 contain mercury of 0.43 microgram per gram, while D2 contain mercury of 5.28 microgram per gram. When compared with the initial soil, mercury content in the control treatment decrease of 0.09 microgram per gram or 30.76% higher than the initial soil before treatment. The decrease in mercury level because the mercury has been absorbed by mercury. Treatment A0D2 was able to reduce mercury level in the soil to 1 microgram per gram or 81.06% when compared to the control, whose ability was 30.76%. So the E0T2 treatment was 50.33% higher than the control. And bioremediation effectiveness. The effectiveness of phytoremediation by mercury was highest in the treatment of indigenous bacteria and 5.15 microgram per gram or A1D2 dose of 95.83%. The use of Biduri plant in combination with other treatment has a higher effectiveness than only Biduri plant. The given bacteria will be in symbiotic relationship with plant roots. In this case, plant root exudate bacteria will produce secondary metabolite that will transform mercury. Even though the Biduri plant is not combined with the bacteria, it is also able to absorb mercury with an effectiveness of 30.77%. In addition to the absorption of mercury by plant root, should absorb mercury from the atmosphere. Therefore, it is inferred that plant can absorb mercury from both the soil and atmosphere. Plant total dry biomass. Based on the ANOVA result, the bioremediation agent mercury dose and interaction between bioremediation agent and mercury dose significantly affected the total dry biomass of Biduri plant. The total biomass of Biduri plant under A1D2 treatment had the highest mean of 73.93 gram or 54% higher than the control. According to Ma et al., the presence of microorganisms such as bacteria can dissolve soil nutrients to become available to plants so as to increase plant growth. According to Chumrawati, inoculation of Rhizobium sp produced the highest total dry weight per plant of 7.45 grams. The same things was also reported by Sesit et al. Inoculation of bacteria Bradyrhizobium sp 750 in the rhizosphere of Lupinus laetus plant can increase plant weight by 29%. Total mercury absorption by Biduri based on their ANOVA result, it was shown that the bioremediation agent and interaction between the bioremediation agent and mercury dose significantly increased the total absorption of mercury by Biduri. The highest total mercury uptake by Biduri plant in indigenous bacteria with dose mercury 0.3 microgram per gram or I1D1 treatment was 57.19 microgram or 99.24% higher than the control. Bacteria inoculation in plant has the potential to increase phytoextraction. Plants are called hyperaccumulative plants if they are able to absorb mercury more than 10 microgram per gram. The Biduri plant with the addition with indigenous bacteria was able to absorb 57.19 microgram of mercury. It can be concluded that the Biduri plant with the addition of indigenous bacteria is a mercury hyperaccumulator plant. Conclusion: mercury content in control treatment decreased by 0.09 microgram per kilogram or 30.76% higher than the initial soil treatment without pure remediation agent and dose of mercury 5.15 milligram per kilogram or A0D2 was able to reduce mercury level in the soil to 1 milligram per kilogram or 81.06% when compared to the control whose ability was 30.76%. So the A0D2 treatment was 50.33% higher than the control. Biduri is also a plant that has a high tolerance for heavy metal because it has the ability to form phytokeratin, where peptide compound produced by plant are able to chelate mercury in large quantities. When compared with indigenous bacteria with the same dose of mercury D2, indigenous bacteria were able to reduce mercury level in the soil by 0.22 milligram per kilogram or 95.83% compared to A0D2. When compared with Agrobacterium spi 37, Agrobacterium spi 37 was able to reduce mercury level in the soil by 0.26 milligram per kilogram or 95.08% compared to A0D2. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.